Hey guys, and welcome back to Pop Pixel Productions. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm taking you through the workflow of a post-production shoot that we did for Alani Kimade. So if you haven't already watched the previous 2 videos of this series, then make sure you go and check that out, and I'll make sure I leave a link for that below so you can follow it along. So in this video, I'm just going to be showing you how we created this final image in Photoshop and going through the workflow. So let's get right into it. So first thing I did was I brought these 2 images into Photoshop. The first image was the background silhouette image that we took of the can, and then also another one showing the label. I know that in the production video I showed me taking images of highlights of the product from the sides and all that kind of stuff. When it came to the production phase, I was like, you know what, I don't want to incorporate any of that. And sometimes that's what happens when you are being creative and going through your creative workflow. You may not always use the images which you thought you would in the end. So I brought those 2 images into Photoshop, and if I just make this visible, what I did was I placed the background image on, which really wasn't necessary in the end because I ended up cutting out the background anyways. However, I just did a layer mask, and cut out the can and painted in the label can, and I put that on a lighten mode, I believe, and then I just made a white background layer. So let me also bring that in, white showing like that, I don't know, there we go. So I also put it on a white background. As you can see, it's blended quite nicely. So those are the 2 layers. And then I also decided that I wanted to add a glow to the background, because even though this image is nice, it's a basic nice image as we discussed, like we just wanted to capture a simple e-commerce shot. And then in the other tutorial I show how we got a hero shot which is more engaging. It's got the whole like mountains background. So that video will also be coming out as well, because that'll be another tutorial and a walkthrough. But for now we're here, and so I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting without adding like any props, anything crazy. So I decided to add a glow to the background of the product. And then next I focus on adding in some brightness and contrast layers to it, and as you can see, these layers as well. So I just felt like it was looking a little bit too purple and washed out here, as you can see, and comparing that to the image that we took in raw camera, it was looking a bit different to me. If I'm able to bring that up again, I will show you what I mean. Yeah, if we compare these 2, you can kind of tell that the one that is in Photoshop is looking a little bit too purple for me. So I wanted to fix that, because we want to make sure that it's looking as accurate as it would be in stores. So I just brought in another brightness and contrast layer, and then a hue and saturation, and I went in and I adjusted the hue and also the saturation to make it a bit more pink. And then I also added in a color balance layer, and I adjusted the magentas, I adjusted the reds, just to bring back in that natural pink color. So all in all, this is all that I've done for this image. Now, do I think it's great? No, actually I think there's a lot of improvement that we can do going further, and this is what I love about doing experimenting and personal projects, because you get to see the areas where next time you would improve on, what you like, what you don't like, your workflow, and all of the above. And that's really what this tutorial is about, just showing you the raw and authentic process of a creative journey. So next time, I think when it comes to the production phase, I will work on the type of images that I capture to make my post-production more interesting, and also allowing me to do more in post-production. I think also, if you look here at the bottom of the image, it's a little bit washed out, and I would definitely fix that next time. At the bottom of the can here, you can see it's a bit blown out. Now, the reason why I personally struggled to fix that is because the images that I captured were either too dark or not blending in as I wanted them to. Now I could probably go in with a layer and darken here a bit, which we can try in a bit to see what that can do. I also think here on the can at the bottom at this section, I'm not liking how, if you kind of look, like here is a bit, it's got some shadowing going on still at the bottom. So I think next time in, again, the production phase, just fixing, being mindful of these things and making sure I capture them to my best of my ability. What I do like about the image is I really like how it's sitting. You know, in the production phase we put it on a like a plexiglass, white plexiglass, which gave this reflective image or reflectiveness in the plexiglass, which you can kind of see at the bottom here. If I just put everything off its layer, here we go, you can see it there. And I also made sure that I cut that out as well. So I really like that because it makes it look like it's sitting down and it adds some 3D dimension to it, not making it too flat. I do like some of the highlights going on as well. I think that was captured nicely, and all in all, it's a very simple and minimalistic shot, and I think adding the glow as well definitely adds to the image. So those are some things that I like about it, and I've also been able to do some reflection and see the things that I would change for next time to make it even better. And so if we just do some playing around, and let's go in and see if we can change this area here and make it more interesting. So I'm going to just zoom in, and if we maybe do a brightness and contrast and just bring it down like that, and if we make sure that this is down here and we just do clipping, if we make this a mask layer, if we inverse it, and let me bring it back up here. And so I've inversed the brightness and contrast, so then we can come in here and get our paintbrush tool, we just reduce it a bit, and I can paint in, let's make the opacity and flow a bit low. I can come in and just paint in where I want it to be a bit less blown out. So this is a one way which you can, I mean, I'm doing it quite messily right now, but this is one way which we could use to fix this. And if we put it on a lighten mode or something, lighten mode might blow out too much. But you can see already we've been able to just come in and fix that. You know what, I think I might actually do that properly and get a marquee tool and just outline this area real quick. So this is really all that a passion project creative process can look like. And it's really all about you just experimenting and figuring out what went well, what can go better, and what you would do differently. So I'm just going to do this to avoid it from going in places that I don't want it to go. I'm going to increase the flow, and then I can make it bigger because why is it doing that? Oh, put the layer back on. Then we can go in properly with it and fix that. And then for the areas where we did and it went over, we can just remove it by unpainting it like that to get rid of those areas that we don't want, and it won't affect the main part. You just do that, deselect, and you can see it's looking a bit rough right now, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. One way we can do is put it on a different mode, but I don't think one will work as nicely. So we can also come in here, reduce opacity, reduce this and just blend it. Just blend it out like that. That's looking better already, and I think I still want to polish up here. It's looking a bit crazy. So you can polish those areas up. So this is really what it's all about. And at first glance, you might think, oh, you know, like that's not good, that's not going to work. But going back in and reflecting on areas that you can improve will definitely help. So I'm just going in and fixing up those areas, and you can see if we do a before and after, before, after, before, after, and we can always reduce the opacity. Look at that, to make it blend even more. I think that is much better. It's less blown out. And we can adjust it according to our liking. Before, after, so that you still get the flow of the product. What we could also do is copy this section and flip it onto this section to make it even if we wanted to. That's also another thing that you can think of doing. So this side is the same as that side. You know what, I'm going to come in here and also fix this area, because I don't know why that's looking like that. We get the, we can use this, I believe. Cool. So that's it, guys. That's the final image for this one, and then I will take you behind the scenes and show you the behind process for the other hero shot that we got. But I hope you enjoyed this mini tutorial and breakdown and going into how you can take one image and really bring it to life and add different elements to make it look more interesting, more dynamic. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Turn on our bell notification for future videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.